What is going on, guys? This is your friendly neighborhood Mexican Dan Manic Daniel's son, and I did do a Q&A earlier, I believe the weekend, and I said I was going to do it quick. I said I was going to respond quick because this one is more of a, just out there, see what you guys, questions real quick and then answer them because, I just want to hear what you guys, some feedback and stuff. Drink some Better Call Saul here. I'm ready to go. I just got done watching Decker Shop, I believe, review. I love his reviews. They're really great. So shout out to him. So let's get started with the question. I can't wait to hear you guys' questions. And then I'll start, this is a little bit of, I guess, a vlog as well. So I'll start, talking about a lot of things happening today and maybe my future plans this week and everything. But Jamie O'Connell, hey Jamie, I keep trying to email you and it's just telling me it's not going through. So I'm going to try again, but I've been trying. It's not like I haven't been trying. I should show you my phone. I've been trying. But do you believe Kubo honestly made a fake ending to the Bleach to spite Shonen Jump? Yes, I really do. I do think the problem though with this is that I think Kubo, as I know he got screwed over, but he screwed himself over as well. I mean, he should have put his foot down and said, no, the Aizen ending is where I want it to end. I mean, Toriyama in Dragon Ball Z wanted to end it so many times. I think the Frieza arc, the Cell arc, the Buu arc, but he keeps going back to Dragon Ball Z, and as you can see, Dragon Ball Super is just not on the caliber as Dragon Ball Z. Even the Buu saga was just kind of a letdown compared to all the other sagas. So with Kubo, he should have put his foot down, or at least stuck with made Bleach. And what made Bleach was, and I'm not even going to go into the romance factor, what made Bleach was Ichigo, his character, his freaking chemistry, just like working with like him and Rukia. You don't have to, it doesn't even have to be romantic, but him and Rukia, the chemistry they had, you were very fascinated by these two and the camaraderie they had. And then he really set up a lot of Orihime, Ishida, and even though I say Orihime, it was kind of really useless because it seemed like he was going somewhere with Orihime, but it just never came to fruition. But you had Ishida, you had Chad, and I felt like, and even Yoriichi, when she was a cat, was very pivotal in the beginning of Bleach. So after the Aizen arc, you had the Fullbring arc, you had Ichigo, very interesting concept of Ichigo wanting to either living a normal life, but yet wanting to be a Shinigami again, and that's rightfully so. I mean, he's done it so long. And remember, in the beginning, he didn't want to be a Shinigami; he just did it to protect his family and stuff. So I really do think Kubo did do it in spite, though. I think he lost. It was his own fault, though, because he lost sight of what made Bleach so good, and a lot of the characters suffered. There was a lot of characters introduced that were left behind, and just weren't, when he did bring him back, like Grimmjow, it just never was satisfactory. So Kubo, he went it the whole wrong way. I think he did originally I've been hearing a lot of stuff of that. Yeah, originally it was supposed to be Ichigo and Rukia together, or it was just supposed to be a lot different, his ending, but he just rushed it. Like, he just said, screw it, whatever, this is what you want, here it is. But when he did that, when he made this ending that I originally don't think he wanted, he really pissed off the fans, and that's what you need to move forward when it comes to doing other manga. Or maybe he's done. Maybe he said Bleach was it. I'm done with it. I'm done with everything. I just want to move on. I want to do something else. Maybe that's why he did this ending, because after this is really like this is either Shonen really forced him to do this ending, or I just feel like he just screwed himself with the fans, and the fans are not going to trust his work because they know what kind of... Kubo is very gifted, but yet it was a mess. I mean, you don't want to read something for 15 years and have a mess of an ending like that. So I'm very passionate with the ending, but I'm ready to move on from Bleach. I mean, it is what it is. Kubo did do this out of spite. It's going to be interesting if he does come back and if he does do something else and is kind of like similar to Bleach. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting if he addresses the issue of what really happened behind the scenes. I really do think the fault lies on Shonen, but I think the fault lies on Kubo as well. If you're a true storyteller, if you're a true manga artist, or if you're a true just overall want to show the world your story, and you have the story and you have the ending in place and you know the ending, because you have to, when you're doing your story, you got to stick to your guns, man. I mean, this is your story when it comes all said and done. And maybe he didn't want Ichigo no Orihime. Maybe he wanted that ending. Maybe that's exactly what the ending he wanted. And if that's the case, it's just a bad ending. I just don't like the ending. But I really do think he did do it out of spite, though, of Shonen. But while he did that, he screwed himself over a little bit. So thank you, Jamie, for the question. I will try to email you so we could talk a little bit more further about this. I know everybody's very passionate about that Bleach ending. The Bleach ending was terrible because everybody felt like they knew, everybody knew they were bracing for that ending, but when the ending finally happened, it just was such an uproar. And I love Bleach. I loved Bleach in the very beginning. I did fall off after the Aizen arc and pretty much into the Fullbring, a little bit of that. But then once we got into the Quincy War, I was into that. But then it because a lot of characters were going, but it just turned ridiculous. It's just too much, throwing so much shit out there. It really felt like a Star Wars prequel, honestly, but it wasn't a prequel. But very, very disappointing for 15 years of Bleach, and we got that ending, and I don't think the fans deserved that at all. And Kubo needed to understand that, and Shonen definitely needed to understand that as well. So thank you, Jamie. Jay, hey, what's up, Jay? I see you changed your name, Jay Otaku. Make a review on Don't Breathe. I am planning on watching that. I promised my mother that I would go take her to see that. She likes horror movies and stuff. I hear that it's not really horror, like I knew when I saw the trailer. It looked more of a thriller. I love the blind man. He's from Avatar, and they're saying that he might be Cable for Deadpool 2. So I can't wait to see what's up with that. And I think he would play a great Cable. I mean, I think he would be a great Cable. And One Piece manga chapter 837 review. I'm not caught up to One Piece yet. I'm barely at the I'm just getting into the Doflamingo stuff. And then I usually binge read it, and then I stop for a little bit, then I binge read it again because it took me so long just to get where I was. But once I catch up to Bleach, I'm going to do a special video, and then I'm going to start doing Bleach reviews. So I can't really do One Piece reviews right now. I think it's disrespectful to review something if you haven't even read it. That's why I go from chapter 1 or chapter 0 sometimes to the present, and then I start reviewing, because at least, even though I'm wrong on some of the things, or I get the names somewhat wrong, or I don't remember a lot of things, like especially One Piece, it's just so many arcs and stuff. There's some things I just don't remember, and it depends on if I'm really into it. And I really love One Piece. I really do love the storytelling and the characters and stuff, but it's definitely not my all-time favorite manga. It's definitely an awesome manga, but there is some things that kind of lag in there. Some of the designs I still like, at first, that was the real problem with One Piece, was me getting into it, was overall the style it was, and I just couldn't really get into it. But after a while I was like, oh, this was actually really, really really good. So I really like One Piece, but I do feel like it's still not my number one. I mean, I know people say that One Piece is definitely over Naruto and all that stuff, and at some aspects, yeah, some aspects there is a lot of things One Piece goes over Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, but I really feel like Naruto just really it was simpler, and I do like a little bit simpler stuff, but I do like newer stuff. So One Piece, I do love the adventure status of One Piece and stuff, but I don't know, they both, to each their own. I really do like both of them. I feel like I remember more stuff from Naruto, because I think I like Naruto a lot as a character, a lot better. It was funny because he was definitely a little bit whinier in the beginning, but I do like him when he got older and stuff. But I love One Piece. I have Zoro right there. I think One Piece is pretty cool. So once I catch up, I can't wait to start doing reviews and really start talking little topics and stuff. I know a lot of people do One Piece stuff. I know Brago the Ace is like super into One Piece, and he's killing it over there. So it's kind of, and a lot of people always want to talk One Piece. They have podcasts where they just talk about One Piece, and me getting into that conversation, I can't get into it because I want to be respectful of the material, and I want to read every single chapter and then get into the conversation. By all means, I don't think I'm a guru of One Piece. I think I'm just just a fan of One Piece. But if I had to, I do like a lot of, definitely like a lot of the characters. A lot of people don't like Nami and all that, or Robin, and I really like Nami. I think Nami's pretty cool. She's a lot better than some of the female characters in manga that I've noticed. So that's my question. That's my answer right there. My buddy, my bro Mike, what's up, Mike? Dude, I'm sending that Negan and Glenn on your way pretty damn soon, brother. I just got a couple things I just gotta finish off, and then we're good. Dan, he always says Dan. What's up, Dan? Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up, man, pretty soon. Question: what do you think is the saddest moment in the Walking Dead comic series? Okay, we'll start with the first question. So a lot of Walking Dead questions from Mike, and Mike, I definitely want to answer this. I love The Walking Dead. You know I love The Walking Dead. You love The Walking Dead. We love the comic. The comic is just amazing. I mean, the comic over the TV show, anything. But what do you think the saddest moment in the Walking Dead comic series? Okay, there is so many sad deaths in the comic book series. Oh man, the two that pop into my head is, so this is going to be in spoiler territory, so if you guys don't want to be spoiled on the Walking Dead comics, don't listen. I'm just going to talk about these sad moments right now. Oh my god, there's Herschel was a sad one. Not Herschel, Dale was a sad one. Dale was a sad one. But the most cringeworthy and sad moment I've had with The Walking Dead is the cringeworthy moment where I'm just like, damn, like really hit me. I'm like, so gruesome. And you could just like, if you just picture somebody, you just met and stuff. And like cause when you meet somebody, you forever have, at least you've had that moment with them. You've had that moment with that person, and you'll remember that person. I remember everybody I meet, just the little people too. Not like grocery store, like, if I have a little bit of conversation, I will remember you. So not your name, but your face and stuff. So what really got me that I thought was sad and just, oh my God, it was just gruesome and like gut wrenching. And I just like kind of stood, hadn't had it in my brain for a while was, when Jesse died. When Jesse died and she, Rick cuts off her arm, and when she's zombified and they're like, burn her before Rick sees her, like, oh my God, that was one of the saddest moments. I didn't like her character in the comics. I didn't want Rick to end up with her, but just knowing the demise of Jesse was so bad and so just gut wrenching and just twisted. It was so good, but yeah, it was like it stuck with you, and I thought that was pretty sad. Just how Jesse, if you think about it, was still just a character from The Walking Dead, but she was still a character, and just her dying like that was crazy. I never felt like that way with Abraham. I never felt that way with Morgan, but with Jess, for some reason, with Jesse's death was just so bad. It just really stuck with me. But the saddest one has to be Glenn, because Glenn has been there since, not the first issue, but has been there since the beginning, and he saved Rick. And then when Negan just got that bad and just wailed on him, and then the artistry of those pages were just like, I know it's just a typical answer, but that was the saddest because Glenn is one of the fan favorites. Glenn is one of the most popular characters in The Walking Dead. So it's going to be very sad to see if Glenn goes in the television series, because I was freaking out, man, when I thought he died the psych out death in the mid-season finale. It wasn't the mid-season finale when he fell out the dumpster. I was fucking sad. I think I'll be more sad in the television than in the comics, but in the comics it's still stuck with me. Like, I can't go back and read that chapter because of the horrific illustrations and just Glenn's demise. And he still has a son, but still, it just was a beloved character like that dying like that, from a badass villain, Negan. But at the time, I was hating Negan so much, and it was just one of the saddest moments in my life. And I think what's going to overtake that moment is when Andrea passes and Andrea dies, and I think that's going to be hands down one of the saddest deaths that's going to be in a Walking Dead comic book series. In TV series, I didn't give a shit if Andrea died or not. But in a TV series, I definitely think Glenn's going to be my saddest death, because I think he is going to die in season 7 premiere. Who do you think will die in the Whisper War? I think Dwight will die. I really do think, because Dwight is with Negan. Negan's with Dwight. I think Dwight will die. I think Andrea will die. I also think maybe Eugene, but I really do think Dwight's gonna die. I think his numbers checked. I mean, he said he's gonna watch Negan, and he has the hint was that Negan was looking at Lucille, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that back." So that was the hint that Dwight is probably his demise is probably coming, and Negan's gonna pick up that bat and said, "I told you I was gonna get that bat." So either Dwight dies in the zombie horde, or Negan kills him. There's different ways, but I think Dwight is definitely gonna die in the Whisper War. He is the one for sure. I think he's gonna die. What do you think is next? What do you think is next after the Whisper War? Well, I know we talked about this a little bit on the podcast and stuff, and I think what's next. It's crazy what is next? It's crazy to think what could be next for The Walking Dead. I mean, this has been going on for a while. The television show series is still going strong, but how long could they last? And I've been hearing the comic and The Walking Dead series are going to end around the same time. I think we're definitely going to see new territory. I think we're going to see who Eugene's been talking with. I think there's going to be somewhat of a sea adventure type, like what we got in Fear the Walking Dead, yacht-wise and all that stuff. We're going to have some pirates and stuff, but not for very long. But I do see us moving on to another community. I do see Rick not surviving, and Carl going to have... I feel like Carl's going to be like the Moses, bringing his people to a different colony and redoing everything. I feel like Rick is going to be... he's gonna die. I feel like Rick is definitely gonna die, and if that's the case, I really do think they're just gonna move on. Or Robert Kirkman could hit us with the Invincible thing and say, the Whisper arc is the last arc, and we only have a few more chapters to really wrap it up. Because with The Walking Dead, I think what's cool is everybody's regaining the humanity and stuff. They're working around the zombies, the walkers and stuff. But eventually, how long are we sticking with these characters? Are we just gonna leave it an open ending where who knows? Carl took over, the humanity might survive, not survive. I don't know how Robert Kirkman's gonna do the ending. Or is he gonna give us a definite ending? With The Walking Dead, I could see that shit just everybody dying off. That'd be absolutely insane, but it makes sense with The Walking Dead and how many brutal, crucial deaths have been in this series, where humanity has hope. The whole kind of saying is hope, but when it comes to the ending, that hope might have been just an illusion after all. So who knows? I mean, it's after the Whisper War, I do see something to do with the sea, and definitely who Eugene's communicating with. How many seasons do you think The Walking Dead TV show will last? So we're on season 7, and I think they did say that the comic book and the TV show is going to end around the same time. So I'm thinking The Walking Dead season, I'm going to predict that this TV show will last 10 seasons, and that will be it. 10 seasons. I think Game of Thrones lasted 8. It was going for 8 seasons, but I think The Walking Dead will surpass that and go 10 seasons. Maybe a movie. There might be even a movie. I wouldn't doubt AMC looking at some movie rights. And then they can make it rated R if they wanted to. So it'd be kind of insane if they do a finale film. So I see it 10 seasons, Mike. 10 seasons. When did you start watching The Walking Dead TV show? Did you start reading the comic first? It's kind of hard. I can't remember, honestly. No. Well, yeah. So I did start reading the comic book first because I was in Colorado, Denver, and I was visiting family over there. And I remember I needed some shitting material, shitting material, or you need a book or something to read while you're taking a shit. So my uncle, he's the biggest nerd ever. He had The Walking Dead. He had one of the issues, and one of the issues when Rick and his group was, and I think this was the newest issue too. This was the newest issue, and that was Rick heading into the prison with the group. And this is when the governor stuff was starting and everything. So I took that and I read a couple. I read from front to back. It was an actual kind of issue. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I actually really, really liked it, but I never kind of thought anything of it. You know, it didn't really do a lasting impression on me because there wasn't, there was no action or anything to really grasp you in that issue. It was just them finding the prison and, you know, just clearing it out a little bit, looking at some of the rooms. The TV show is what got me into it because when I heard that they were doing The Walking Dead, like that first trailer, I'm like, oh, that's the same thing from the comic like that I read a couple months back from my uncle and stuff. I think it was that year. I'm not sure. So I watched the TV series, and the TV series got me hooked. I loved the first season, and then I started continuing. And I actually really liked the second season. I think the second season, a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. And I think after the second season, I needed more. I wanted more. So I went to the comics, and I started off on YouTube. So I started getting stuff on YouTube, like the issues and stuff, going issue to issue to issue. And I just binged all the issues. And then I caught up to the recent one. So it was TV series first. It was technically it was the comic first, then it was the TV series. But then like the TV series really gave my love for the comic, and the comic is vast superior. And then I started collecting hardcover comics of The Walking Dead. So it was the comic first, then it was TV series, and then it was back to the comics, and then the TV series. You know, it was about balance of how much I would watch and buy and read and stuff. So, and especially when I bought a couple episodes of the Walking Dead season and stuff. So it was the comics first. Technically it was the comics first, Mike. What made you start reading the Walking Dead comics? Like I said, it was the television series, I think, that made me really invested in the comic books, and that was after that first season, and then a little bit of the second season, then go on to the comics. So, I'm starting to get into Outcast. I think Outcast is good. I don't think it's not superior than The Walking Dead. It's not like something. I think it turned a lot of people off, but it's not something that just like grasps your attention. I think it's a slow burner. So I'm just hoping Outcast does good. I hear Invincible is really good from Robert Kirkman. So Robert Kirkman's work is pretty good, but I still think The Walking Dead is the shit. You know, zombie stuff though. I love anime, and I wish they'd do more zombie like stuff in anime. I know High School of the Dead was like such a perverted type zombie animated show, but I still liked it. It was kind of cool, and I liked some of the things they did with that. So, especially with the zombies hearing, and then you could move through them if you just do not make any noise and you do not bump into them and everything, because it's really the zombies hearing your breathing or whatever. It's not really the smell. It's just sounds, and so you use sound as your advantage to distract them and stuff. And the same with Walking Dead and everything. So thank you, Mike. Mike, you're amazing. I love, you got to ask me some Game of Thrones questions, bro. I need that Game of Thrones, man. It's kind of crazy. I love Walking Dead, but Game of Thrones, after binge watching, I just love Game of Thrones. But Walking Dead is definitely one of my, I don't like comics. I don't read comics, but The Walking Dead is the exception. Like to me, it doesn't feel like a comic. To me, it feels like an episode, which is crazy. So thank you, Mike, for that question. La la na na. What's up? Hey Dan, here I have some questions. Thank you for giving me some questions here. What do you think about the new season of American Horror Story? What theme do you think it will be? I saw a little bit of the teasers, not too much. I know there's a lot more I haven't seen. I was hoping it would be Slender Man, because a lot of controversy over Slender Man stuff, so I can see them not doing that. At one point I heard Bradley Cooper was going to be in it. So I was hoping Slender Man, but I'm hearing like Pilgrimage. I'm hearing like they're using a tall tale of like, I think there's Village, something to do with that village, and like it definitely has to do with death and all that. I don't know, something like that. I love American Horror Story. I think it's really great. I think last season was okay. I think it kind of went off the rails at some points, and it was a little too messy. But I was surprised at the ending and how crazy that whole tone of the ending was. But I actually kind of enjoyed it. I liked Freak Show. I know a lot of people didn't like Freak Show. I really did like Freak Show. I like Twisting and stuff. So I'm hoping the new season is, if it is pilgrimage and stuff, I'm hoping for an urban legend type creature, or I really wanted Slender Man. I think Slender Man would really work with the American Horror Story. stories that they've tried to do. I think I'm hearing that they're connecting this season with Murder House. I'm not sure about that, but I absolutely love the thought of Slender Man being an American Horror Story universe. But overall, I think it has to do with something with the pilgrimage and all that stuff, and it kind of really makes me like Shyamalan's The Village for some reason. I don't know why I keep harkening back there, but hopefully it's a good season. I've seen a little teasers here and there. I know Lady Gaga's going to be back in it, and I think she did a great job last season, so it's going to be interesting what she is this season. But I'm hoping for a little bit of urban legend type deal. Maybe it has to do with werewolves too, because when I think villages, I think werewolves as well. But I'm very interested. I really do want them to bring back I don't want it to be goofy. I want it to be, it can be, but I want it to definitely be a little bit more scarier, a little bit more paranormal, but executed a lot better than Hotel. I felt like they introduced a lot of the paranormal stuff, especially with the Hotel, Cortez and ghosts and all that stuff. But they didn't stick with that. They stuck with vampires in there and killer, like Jack the Ripper type shit. I felt like they need to stick with one kind of storyline, and I hope they just stick with one kind of storyline this season. Have you ever read the manga Oyasuma Ponpa, Goodnight Ponpon? I don't know what that is. It's the seinen about a boy called Ponpon growing up, and it's considered one of the best mangas ever made. I personally love it. It's a very dramatic and quite depressing, though. I love dramatic and depressing. Akira is hands down my favorite manga. I think Akira is genius work. I think, of course, Kaneda and Tetsuo can be fleshed out as characters, but the overall vast and overall journey from one point to the next, and to the overall kind of arc it gives, the philosophies, the theories, the grittiness. I love Akira. Akira hands down is my favorite manga. Of course, there's other manga out there that I absolutely love. That's different kind of genres, but Akira is so depressing too. It's depressing too if you think about it. It's very depressing. There's a lot of characters that you really connect with, and then sometimes they're just gone. Sometimes they're gone, or sometimes it's just very brutal. It's in your face. It's very in your face. Akira kind of really reminds me of Blade Runner, what I wanted Blade Runner to kind of be, but it's not. Kind of gritty wise and just storytelling wise. I've never heard of this manga. I wonder how many volumes and how many chapters there are. Let me know how many chapters and volumes there are. I'm definitely gonna look it up. I don't want to commit to a manga until I'm done catching up to One Piece and Boku no Hero Academia. I might be catching up to. I definitely need to read Tokyo Ghoul. I definitely need to watch season 2 of Tokyo Ghoul. I did a Tokyo Ghoul season 1 review, but my computer crashed, so I can't get that review out there. I had to redo it. But I might as well just do season 2, so back to back on them. But once I'm done with One Piece, and then once I'm done with Boku no Hero Academia and a little bit of Tokyo Ghoul, I will catch up on that. There's a lot on my plate. I try to accommodate everybody, but it's very hard to do. Like, it's very vast, a lot of, and then there's things that capture my interest. So my channel is basically for me to express my interest in a lot of manga. Like Gangsta is an amazing manga as well. It's not as good as Black Lagoon, but it's its own thing, and I love it. And Mystery Girlfriend X, I love Mystery Girlfriend X, but it's done. That one's over. But I'll check this out. If this is considered one of the greatest of all time, then that's definitely worth checking out. I mean, there's a lot of manga out there that's considered greatest of all time. I feel I'm feeling like this is a classic manga, if I'm not mistaken. It sounds like a classic manga. I just got done watching Parasite, the anime series, and oh man, I loved Parasite. And going and looking info on it, man, it was published in 1988, I believe. So it was an older manga, and I was like tripping out. I was like, oh man, it's not one of the newer manga, because I wanted to see if I could read that manga as well. But apparently, it's definitely not. It wasn't a newer one; it was an older one. So I'm assuming this one's kind of an older one, but I might be wrong. Who do you think will die in the next season? Oh, there we go. Next season of Game of Thrones. Thank you for a Game of Thrones question. Cersei, Littlefinger, Jorah Mormont, the friend-zoned old man. Any of them, all of them. The friend-zoned old man. The next season of Game of Thrones, 2 more seasons, man, and there might be more, but it might be more of a spinoff than anything. I love Game of Thrones so much. It just kind of sucks that I just came into it so late in the game. I can't stand Littlefinger. I think Littlefinger might get it. I think Cersei definitely is going to get it, but I don't know if she's going to die next season. She might die in the final season. I think she's destined to die, like the prophecy says and stuff. But the way she dies, it might be a little bit more. There might be more to it than expected. But I don't expect Cersei to die next season. I expect Cersei to die in season 8. If anybody's going to die, I don't think Mormont's going to die. Who I really do think is going to die is Littlefinger. I think Littlefinger is just, he has it coming. I think they had him and Sansa, him and Sansa like talking and stuff. I think Sansa's going to be the one to do it. I think Littlefinger is going to think he has the upper advantage at some point in season 7, and then Sansa's going to turn the tables and say, this is my shit, man, and just kill him off. I think him betraying Robb is just, him betraying Robb was the destiny. Him betraying Robb is always, now it's going to come back to around him. You know, he's going to be betrayed, or he's going to get stabbed in the back, or literally going to get stabbed in the back. I think Littlefinger, as much ambition as he has, and you got to admire that, I think he's destined, that ambition and that greed is always going to land you in worse than you were, and it's going to get you killed. It's going to get you killed, because when you play that game, and we've heard that from Peter Dinklage, when you play, like, it's all about the game, but some people can't play the game, and Littlefinger can play the game, but I think he's going to, if you take one misstep, you're done. You're donezo. So I think Littlefinger is going to die. I think Sansa's going to really turn the tables, and just something's going to happen where he thinks he has the upper hand, but really Sansa just has the upper hand the whole time. So I really do think Littlefinger's going to die. So thank you. I love that Game of Thrones questions. If you have any more Game of Thrones questions, bring them on. So like I said, I just had this out, and thank you for replying back to it. I'll probably have another Q&A. But for now, I'm just going to, ramble a little bit. You have the honor to get to know a little bit of Dan Domenico, Daniel's son. Today, what do? I work at a movie theater currently. I'm trying to find a better job and stuff, but I've just, I'm looking, my goal is to be a director, a film director or screenwriter or something in that caliber. I just got done, like you guys knew, I was doing a film for a film festival for my theater, Regal. So I'm hoping to, I won't know until next month where I placed, if we won, or a lot of hard work has been dwelled into this. I'm going to be premiering the film next month, so you guys, I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's only 5 minutes, so you only could make it 5 minutes, so it's not like, it's not like an epic like a 10-minute, 15-minute movie. It's a 5-minute movie. It's very fast and quick. Excuse me. Very sad to hear that Gene Wilder died. I love Gene Wilder, so just seeing, hearing about this icon died. For a long time I thought he was already dead, but then, like, I found out, oh no, he's still alive. But he lived a long life, and he was one of the greatest to ever do it. So it's very sad to see Gene Wilder go. I've been hearing a lot of Captain America too. If you guys do, I do love Marvel, and I do love DC comic book movies. I'm trying to do more movie topics. I know somebody likes sci-fi, so I'm a little bit more sci-fi topics. I love Predator. I love Alien. Alien Covenant's coming out and stuff. Maybe I'll talk about Riddick. I really like Riddick, that movie. So overall, though, as you can see, I love The Punisher. I love my Dragon Ball Z. I'm all about that stuff. But let you guys know what my plans are for this channel and moving on and going to the future. Of course, I need to get a new computer. Because my other computer just completely is done. I did take it to a mad scientist to see if he could get something done with it, but I don't know what's going to go on there. So my future plans is definitely, it's football season. If you're a football fan, we could talk football. I love football. I mean, I'm in two fantasy football leagues. One is actually $100 buy-in, and the other one's a $50 buy-ins. No, not a $50, a $20 buy-in. So I definitely, sometimes I like to get. I don't gamble like at casinos and stuff. I usually just gamble at this time of year with fantasy football because I just love fantasy football. I want to win the belt, and my friend has the belt, so I'm coming after that belt. My Oakland Raiders, baby. Hopefully the Oakland Raiders make it to the playoffs this year. I think they have a great chance. They have a great team. They have a great defense now. Derek Carr, my boy, he's matured. I think he's going to lead the team to victory. I'm trying to go to the Raiders and Atlanta game. I want to go to that game, and then after that, I want to go to the Raiders and Carolina, which is in November 27th. It's a day before my birthday, so I'm a big Raider fan, as you guys know, and I'll be doing some Raider podcasts. A lot of my friends love the Raider podcast. They actually like to be involved. So, and then I'm also get my boy Tin Can Tinoco in here. I know I own my jersey and stuff, so I gotta buy his jersey pretty soon. Money problems, man. Money is always the problem because there's a lot of things that happen where you try to save or you have to pay bills is the number one. Like, oh my god, and then things come up that you want to do or things happen where you're like, okay, now I gotta pay this, and this. So a lot of when financially, I think we all have a struggle financially, unless you don't, and then you're awesome. But there is some trips. I want to live my life, so I want to take some trips. So the Raider games are definitely one of them, but I might have to choose one Raider game. I want to go to two, but one Raider game. I also want to go to Kamikaze and do another video there. My boy wants to dress up as Captain Rex again. I don't know if I'm going to dress up at that time because it's just too soon. There's only a month away from it, so I might not do that. I might just wait until WonderCon where I dress up as Negan because I'm going to be Negan from The Walking Dead. I think I might be TV version, or I'll try to do comic book version. I think I got the shoulders for it. And then, we're planning, I got a crew together, so I'm hoping we do really, really good on this short film. So if we do very good, I'm planning on do a Star Wars short film, and I think everybody will be on board if we do fantastic if we get good feedback from our last film that we did. This Star Wars film is definitely a work in progress. It's definitely a bigger budget than what big budget. I mean, I want to put a lot into this film, and I want to present it to Comic-Con, or I want to present it to a Star Wars Film Festival. I think it'll be really cool. I don't really like a lot of guidelines on my stuff. I mean, especially like, editing wise, I don't want to make it too long, but then I don't want to make it like only 5 minutes. I want to make this like a 15-minute like movie. So, or at least a 20-minute movie. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, like, I'm excited for the future and what it comes, what's coming. I'll be, hopefully be at that Raider game pretty soon in 2 weeks. I just, and then, I appreciate everybody who supports this channel. I appreciate everybody who comments. I appreciate all you guys. I made a lot of great friends on this YouTube channel. I made a lot of great YouTubers, reviewers as well. I love the little people, the bigger YouTube channels. I feel like they kind of forget what made them. And I can't say that. I can't really say that and bash them or anything like that about that because, I'm not huge. I'm not huge like them. So it's hard to maybe accommodate to every single person who are commenting on their channels. So I understand that, but I feel like there's some YouTube channels where I see and I'm like, yeah, I remember when you started off, but I feel like you've changed over the years. I don't know if that's just like, oh, you sell out this and that, but I don't think that. I just think that they changed a little bit, and sometimes it changed for the better. Sometimes it's all good, but then sometimes it's like you got to realize, these are your fans. These are what makes you keep doing this. And honestly, I do this because I want to do this. I mean, I would do this even if I only had like fucking 10 subscribers. And my boy JJ Wilson, I know you only have 15 subscribers, but hey man, if you love doing it, do it. And I'm encouraging you to do it. You're the one that's doing gangster reviews, and I watch your videos, man. I love your breakdown on them. And whoo, that last chapter was crazy. For the future in this channel, next year for sure, we're going to push some TV shows, some anime back a little bit, and we're going to focus a lot on film. That's my number one thing I love to do is focus on film. And then we're going to focus on music a lot too, because I love music. I have an ear for every single type of music. I love I love salsa. I love reggae. I love hip hop. I love R&B. I love rap. I love underground. I love alternative. I love rock. I mean, I love a lot of music. So you're gonna see a lot of definitely concerts as well. Videos like the Lupe Fiasco one I have. I'm a big Lupe Fiasco fan. I'm a big Tupac fan. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan. So I'm a big music fan, so I would love to introduce more of the music and maybe do some album reviews as well. So I can't wait. So thank you guys for listening. I'm Dan Omega Down Son. If you would like to subscribe, if you guys are barely new subscribers, thank you to all my subscribers. It's been a great year. It's been a great ride. I'm still doing this shit. I'll continue to do this shit until the day I die. R.I.P. So somebody better make a video of me when I R.I.P. I want to be cremated. Just want to say. And like the video if you like it. Comment below. I love to hear your thoughts. And until another Q&A video, I love the questions. Keep them coming when I do another Q&A.